Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Science for Everyone. Today I will discuss a very important topic with you people, and the title of my today's lecture is the penicillin and how it kills bacteria. Basically, penicillin is an antibiotic that is produced by a mold, Penicillium, and it is very much effective against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So the main objective of my today's lecture is that how it kills bacteria. What is the different processes that are involved in this in the killing of the bacteria by the penicillium. So let's start with the video lecture, and I'm pretty sure that at the last of this lecture you will be able to know that how really bacteria is killed by penicillin. Okay, so watch this video till end so that you are much clear about this idea. Okay, first of all, you should know about the structure of penicillin. First, this penicillin G and penicillin V. These are natural antibiotic. These are natural penicillin, and this ampicillin, carbapenicillin, and methicillin, and the last one. These are synthetic. These are manufactured by the human beings, and different changes are done to the natural penicillin just to make it more effective. When penicillin G and penicillin V was introduced, so within 1 or 2 years, bacteria will get resistant to this penicillin. So after that, the scientists made modification to the structure of this penicillin, and then they were much effective against the bacteria. So just look here to the structure. So in this part of the structure is the same, the 6-amino penicillinic acid, and only the changes are done to this part that is present in the gray. Okay, so the scientists are making changes to this part. Just look here, these according to these 6 penicillins, this part will be slightly changed from each other, and this part is the same. Here there is a special type of ring that is known as the beta lactam ring, and it is known that mostly this ring is involved in the antimicrobial activity. Okay, so I'm telling you one thing, that the bacteria that get resistant to this penicillin, they mostly what they do, they produce an enzyme that is known as penicillinases. Okay, and this penicillinase is attacked on the beta lactam ring and hydrolyze it and break it apart. Okay, so after that this penicillin can no longer work well. So the resistant bacteria should have penicillinase enzyme that could destroy the structure of the penicillin. Okay, this is a small information. Just keep this thing in mind. And the changes that are done to the penicillin is to this portion. Okay, and this portion is the same. This was a small discussion about the structure of the penicillin. Okay, now I will discuss that how does it kills the bacteria. But first of all, you should know about the structure of the gram positive and gram negative, the cell wall of the gram positive and gram negative bacteria. We all know that in gram positive bacteria, there is a thick layer of peptidoglycan. This orange and this yellow color is the thick, these are the different intermediates of peptidoglycan layer. And this is the cell wall of the gram positive bacteria. And gram positive bacteria consist of a thick peptidoglycan layer about 40 to 50 layers, composed of 40 to 50 layers. Okay, that much thick it is. And I want to tell you guys that this peptidoglycan layers are interconnected with each other by a special type of bonds, and I will show you these bonds in the molecular form. The molecule, I will show you the main molecular structure of the peptidoglycan layer. Okay, so this is a thick layer. Why I am showing you peptidoglycan layer? Because it is involved in my today's lecture. Okay, so if you are much familiar with the structure of the peptidoglycan layer, so then you can easily understand that how does penicillin kills the bacteria. Okay, so first of all, you should know about the peptidoglycan layer. This is the peptidoglycan layer of the gram positive bacteria, and the second one is that this is the cell wall structure of the gram-negative bacteria. Okay, and here the peptidoglycan layer is it is not that much thick with respect to the gram-positive bacteria, but here it is also present. And one thing I want to tell you that peptidoglycan layer is very much essential for the integrity of the cell wall of the gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. And without the peptidoglycan layer, the bacteria can face very much problems. Okay, and it cannot remain in structure. Okay, so peptidoglycan layer is very much important for the survival of the bacteria. Okay, this is the little detailed structure of the peptidoglycan layer. If I want to show you the molecular form, so this is the molecular form of the peptidoglycan layer. If I just look here, this part, okay, I am circling it. Okay, this part. Okay, so this part represent this. This is the molecular structure of this part. This or yellow color is the N-acetyl muramic acid, and the orange color is the N-acetyl glucosamine. Okay, this is the N-acetyl glucosamine, and the yellow color is the N-acetyl muramic acid. And these round circles are the amino acids, the L-alanine, the D-glutamic acid, the diaminopamelic acid, and the D-alanine. These circles, the round circles are the amino acids. Okay, so this is the molecular structure of the a single portion of the peptidoglycan layer. Okay, so I was showing you this because in the next slide I will show you that why I'm showing you this, because it will help you in the mechanism of action of the penicillin. Okay, so if we proceed further, so okay, now here an important thing I want to tell you guys, that this was the peptidoglycan layer. Okay, that I have circled in the previous slide. So these are interconnected to each other. Okay, these are interconnected to each other, as I have shown you in the previous slides of the gram-positive bacteria, that these peptidoglycan layers are connected to each other. Okay, and because of that connection, it gives strength and integrity to the peptidoglycan layer. So each layer is bonded with each other through these bonds. Okay, in certain bacteria, this type of bond is present, and in certain bacteria, these two large subunits are bonded with each other through pentaglycine ring. Okay, this is pentaglycine ring. Pentaglycine chain. Okay, and in some bacteria pentaglycine chain is not there, but simple the D-alanine of the first subunit is linked with the diaminopamelic acid of the second amino acid, and in second this B figure, the D-alanine is bonded with the L-lysine of the other subunit with the help of the peptide interbridge, and this is also known as pentaglycine chain. Okay, so if I want to show you again the last slide. Okay, so this is the pentaglycine ring, and just look here how much important it is. Because of this pentaglycine interbridge, these chains are interconnected with each other, and just because of it, it gives integrity and strength to the peptidoglycan layer. Okay, so now I think hope you have understand the real structure of the peptidoglycan. Now I will show you that how penicillin kills the bacteria. Okay, what is its mechanism of action? Just look here. There is a saying that the D-alanine, okay, the D-alanine of the peptidoglycan layer is showing us a slight or a very 50% resemblance to this portion of the penicillin. Okay, it is showing certain resemblance to this portion of the penicillin, and just because of this, the enzymes that are involved in the transpeptidases. What is transpeptidases? The transpeptidases is the process in which the two subunits of the peptidoglycan layers are linked to each other. Okay, this is known as when these two are linked to each other, so these are known as transpeptidation. Okay, transpeptidation. So what really happens here, that just because this portion and this portion of the penicillin and this portion of the peptidoglycan layer show resemblance to each other, so what happens, that the enzyme that is involved in the transpeptidation, what happens, the penicillin bounds to that enzyme. Okay, the penicillin bound to that enzyme, so it does not allow that enzyme to perform transpeptidation. Again, I'm telling you that there is a special type of enzyme, transpeptidases, that is involved in the transpeptidation. And what is transpeptidation? When the two subunits of the peptidoglycan layer is linked by the interbridge. Okay, so what does this penicillin do? This penicillin binds to the enzyme. Okay, for example, this is the enzyme that is involved in the transpeptidation reaction. So what does it do? Penicillin binds with this enzyme. Okay, and it does not allow the enzyme to perform its basic and real function. So when it is not performing its function, so there will be no pentaglycine ring, there will be no transpeptidation. And I am telling you again and again that transpeptidation is very much important for the integrity of the peptidoglycan layer. When there is no interbridge between the peptidoglycan layers, so it will no longer be stronger enough and it can be destroyed easily. So just because this enzyme is captured by the penicillin, so just look here, it is not allowing the enzyme to perform its basic function, and just because of it we will have a loose peptidoglycan layer. Okay, and soon the bacteria will be destroyed by normal conditions. Okay, so in normal cases, in normal cases where the NH2 of the amino acid is linked with the D-alanine. Okay, and this bond is formed, but when penicillin is produced, so it can no longer be performed. Okay, here also there is a pentaglycine ring in between the two subunits of the peptidoglycan. But when penicillin is introduced into the medium, so this bond cannot be formed. Okay, so just because of it, the peptidoglycan layer will be very much weak. Okay, so with normal condition, just look here, with normal condition, so what will happen, that the penicillin inhibition of wall synthesis, normal peptidoglycan layer cannot be formed. Okay, or if it is formed, so it will not be that much effective and that much strong. So what will happen, the normal condition of when there is water, and we all know that there is water in our cells and even in the media, so because of the loose peptidoglycan layer, the water will directly enter the cell. Okay, and just because of the high amount of water, there will be a swelling and the bacteria will die. Okay, the bacteria will burst and it will die. So it is this is the basically the mechanism of action of the penicillin. Okay, it is not allowing the cell wall to be formed, and it is not allowing the peptidoglycan layer to get stronger, just because it is blocking the enzyme that is involved in the transpeptidation. So this point is clear about and this is introduced by the scientists, and it is true. Now there are certain other examples in which the penicillin can perform its function, but it is not that much clearer, and it is not accepted, or it is not 100% accepted by the scientists. But they thought that penicillin can also work in this type of way. What does it do? There are special type of autolytic enzymes in our cells or in the bacteria cell, and these enzymes are involved in the apoptosis of the cell. When cell wants to die, so these enzymes perform its function and kill that cell, okay, in a normal manner. So what does it do? Penicillin activate those autolytic enzymes, okay, and it is not that it is not means that there is a certain stage in which the cell wants to die and it activates its enzyme. But when these enzymes are activated without any cause, so it can also kill the cell. So if there is a cell and it is active and it is healthy, but the penicillin, what does it do? It activates those autolytic enzymes. Okay, either the cell is not willing to activate it, but these penicillin activate those autolytic enzymes, and after that, these enzymes kills that cell. Okay, so the scientists thought that penicillin can also work in this type of okay. There is and the last one is that penicillin may stimulate special proteins called bacterial holines. Okay, so to form holes or lesion in the plasma membrane, there are special type of proteins that are present in the bacterial cell, and they are known as holines. Okay, and when at the time of their function, the bacteria activates it, and it is also a type of autolytic enzyme. So and after that it creates hole in its plasma membrane, and the cell is killed. So what does penicillin do? It stimulate and activate the bacterial holines, and after that holes are produced in made in the plasma membrane, and after that the cell is killed. Okay, so these 2 points are type of hypothesis and a theory. But this point, as I have mentioned in the previous slide, in this slide, this is 100% true. Okay, and it is experimentally known, and it is 100% true. But these two are just a guess and a hypothesis. Okay, so if someone asks you, so that or either your examiner asks you that how does penicillin works, so first you should explain this point. After that, if he further asks you, so then you can give the other examples also, that it can, or penicillin can also kill the bacteria in this type of way. Okay, so hope you have understand that how really penicillin kills the bacteria, and it is very much effective against gram positive and also against gram negative bacteria. Okay, so hope you have understand this video well. If you have any question, and so you can ask me in the comment box, I will answer you there. And you have if you have understand this video lecture, so like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos related to science. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.